everyone. I hope everyone's having an amazing day. So it's just me and Kitty right now because Sasha's with my sister. My dad left to Mexico for a wedding, so I started concentrating on my YouTube. One more day, so this one and one more, and I'm done. So my video for today is my truth is when I started becoming sexually active at the age of 18. I did it for curiosity, honestly. But honestly, I believed in the fact that, the person that I lost it to, it was going to be the person that I was going to be forever with. And maybe that's why it took a lot, and it took 12 years for me to leave this relationship. But I also learned a lot of painful truths, honestly. With this person, um, I got with him when I was 18. And after 3 months that we were sexually active, I was really not taking care of myself. And when I ended up going to the doctor, come to find out, my truth was that I was 3 months pregnant. I was so fucking scared as fuck. My dad told me that if he ever found out I was pregnant, he would kick me the fuck out of my house. And he didn't care and he would never talk to me. So I was really afraid of that. The person that I was with, he was doing other things that I wasn't really proud of. And I could have fallen to, doing the same drugs that he was doing, but I was just like, I'm not. I'm not. I'm the kind of person that when I see somebody doing something, I'll do the opposite and I'll see how they react, and I'll be my own judgment. I do my own judgment and I keep on going. I've been really facing my shadow side this week and crying about my insecurities, about my limiting beliefs and all those things. And that's why I'm barely making my YouTube, because I've been resting, I've been crying, I've been like self-analyzing. And I come to realize that I was barely 18 when I realized I was pregnant about this baby. I had barely started having sex and I didn't even know if I was ready to have a baby. And when I came to find out, it was already 3 months. And my pregnancy, I couldn't even afford that baby. I had to literally wait for medical to pay for that. And it was just like a learning experience, I would say. It was just something that I had to learn when I was 18. Luckily, even though I had that abortion, after him, I really haven't had anything, like no infection. I mean, it you don't know infections, but nothing major. I've never had any venereal diseases. My whole like, and I could say I've been blessed. Like no infections or nothing like that on my body. So sex is really sacred. Be mindful too, like if you start being sexually active, can you afford a baby, since you're opening that door to that whole new level of sex. Can you afford a baby? You have to be mindful. Be aware where you stay with your family. Can your parents really afford to have another baby? Can you really afford to have a baby and stop being free and not enjoy your teenage years? Because once you start having sex, you start making adult decisions. It's not more kids decisions, because keep in mind, can your parents really afford you and shit? And be aware that you basically kind of like stop in your life. Not that kids are bad, because kids are a beautiful blessing, but be mindful. Is the person that you're sleeping with to gonna be responsible enough to help you out with this baby? Are both of you guys gonna start working on making plans for the future? I came to realize that my dad, my dad's side of the family, from my dad, like my grandfathers in New York, they're very well off. They're wealthy, they got their careers, they got money, and they're good. And my dad sacrificed he wanted to be an architect, and I come to realize that he sacrificed his career for me. And I was literally just crying because I was processing that in the Spanish video. I was crying because my dad now encourages most of my family and my sisters to go to school, to do what they need to do, to believe in themselves and stuff like that. And I got pregnant at 18. I didn't even tell my dad, like, I'm making this public. And literally this year, this is the first year that my dad found out that I would have had another baby. And I would have had 3 kids with the person that I was with. And maybe I knew it was a boy, but and it took 2 days to go through this abortion. And it was very painful, and who am I to kill another human being? I literally had to forgive myself, because this was something that I had to forgive myself. It's not easy to know that you're gonna have a baby and you have to kill it because your parents are not gonna accept it, Or, when I used to work in a California hospital, like, 2 years ago, I realized I was 35, and people that were younger than me in their 20s, they had gonorrhea, they had syphilis, and wow, I could say that I've been blessed. I that's what made me. I'm very particular the people that I sleep with, and it's like that make me self-aware, like, okay, shit, I'm gonna sleep with someone else. It's not even about the condom. Let's go to the doctor, let's go check you, and know your worth. You don't want to put yourself in the position where you're killing babies. It's sad. Know that life is a beautiful journey, but it's up to you also to see that you're in charge of your life too. Try to do the and become the best version of yourself, love yourself, and not kill babies. Having an abortion is it's something else. It's a whole new level of forgiving yourself. The process, it's like something else. So just know that it is what it is, and learn from it. That's why the best way I will say not to be put in that position is know your worth, respect your body, and respect yourself as the female, and respect your set boundaries. If the person is not ready to wait for you until maybe marriage and get to know you, then see that as a protection, because that person is not ready for you. And don't force things, trust me. When they are not ready and they don't want to, it's because they're not really interested in you in any kind of way. It's sad, but it's the truth. Simple as that. So know your worth, and if somebody's not is forcing you to do something that you don't feel is right, then that person is not for you. Because that person, the only thing they want is sex. So I'm just keeping it 100. Love yourself and know that you're beautiful. You don't need nobody else to validate you. And nor the less doing abortions. Have a wonderful night.